Welcome, everyone, to the Avengenerds podcast, where we talk Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and more. I'm your host, Peyton, and with me is my co-host, Torin.
Yo.
We got a great show for everyone this week. We're going to be reviewing Five Nights at Freddy's, which just released. It's in theaters and on Peacock. We both watched it on Peacock, I believe, because I'm not going to the theater for Five Nights at Freddy's. But we did watch it, so we're going to talk about that. Of course, we're also going to talk about the news of the week. There will be time codes in the show notes or the description, so if you want to jump around, you can go ahead and do that. With that, let's just get right into the news. So we haven't, made an episode in a couple of weeks now because I've been sick as a dog. So apologies if some of this is late, but we're going to talk about it anyway because I want to. So negotiations between SAG-AFTRA and the AMPTP did hit a snag like a week and a half ago because the actors were asking for 2% of a share of the streaming revenue, and the studios, for some reason, did not think that was a reasonable ask. The SAG-AFTRA have revealed that the studio CEOs have refused to continue negotiations and would offer a counter to SAG's latest offer. Additionally, the studio CEOs are continuing to demand, quote, consent on the first day of employment for use of an actor's digital replica for an entire cinematic universe or any franchise project, which for any extras, background actors, is a very, very scary thing. Luckily, this past week, as we're recording this, they have gone back to the negotiating table, and it seems as though things have gotten better. They seem to be the SAG-AFTRA seem to be in pretty good spirits. Luckily, I believe they might be going back to the negotiating table soon, but so far it seems no deal has been struck yet. But it's looking good. It is looking good. So hopefully by the time this comes out, it'll be done. Maybe.
I hope so, because if not, I think they have to wait until January.
Well, that's what the studios want. They said if they don't get a deal pretty much this week or next week, then they're just going to wait SAG-AFTRA until January. But SAG's like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. We've waited this long. Who cares? But on to some DC news. This is according to Variety. Jason Momoa has engaged in talks to play Lobo, either for Superman Legacy or in a standalone film. So finally confirming pretty much what we've known for a while now, that Jason Momoa is probably going to be Lobo. I think it'd be really sick to see him as the villain in Superman Legacy. I think that'd be really sick. They actually did that in the animated Superman Man of Tomorrow movie, and I really loved that movie. I thought it was really, really good. And Martian Manhunter's in it and shit like that. And the way James Gunn seems to be setting up his sort of Justice Society thing with Mr. Terrific and all that. I think if he does use Lobo, it'll be sort of in a similar vein to that movie, which I'm 100% down with. This is also according to Variety. Jason Momoa allegedly came drunk to the Aquaman 2 set, dressed like Johnny Depp. He also tried to get Amber Heard fired, but at the time, Elon Musk, who they were together at the time, Elon Musk and Amber Heard, had a litigator, quote, threatened to burn the house down if Heard didn't get to return. Now, to clarify the Johnny Depp thing, this was coming from Amber Heard's words. He didn't literally come to the set intentionally dressed as Johnny Depp to fuck with Amber Heard. He came to the set, or Amber Heard said that the way Jason Momoa dresses reminds her of Johnny Depp. So people were like, bro was just dressing up like Johnny Depp. It's well, it kind of already does. That was sort of the point. But that's weird. That's the Elon Musk thing is just bro's just I'm gonna. It's back then too. It's I get it, but feel if Elon Musk tried to do that now, they'd be like, fuck off. Like, just because Elon Musk is a fucking joke. But this is also according to Variety, and because since this is coming from Variety, I'm more inclined to sort of see this as set in stone. But obviously, we won't fully know until James Gunn confirms. But none of the Justice League stars from the DCEU will return to reprise their roles in James Gunn's DCU, which we already knew Henry Cavill wasn't coming back. Obviously, we knew Ben Affleck wasn't coming back. Obviously, Ezra Miller was kind of up in the air, I guess, but we were all pretty confident he wasn't coming back. Jason Momoa wasn't coming back because he's probably going to be Lobo. So pretty much the only one up in the air was Gal Gadot. And the past like month and a half has just been this back and forth. Oh, she's in it. Oh, she's not in it. Oh, she's in it. Oh, she's not in it. And it seems as though it's looking like it's pretty much set in stone that she is not in it.
Yeah.
Good. Good. In my opinion, at least, that's good. I mean, she was fine. I don't think she was a strong enough actor to do Wonder Woman justice outside of just what we saw from her in those movies, because you can do a lot with that character, and I don't think Gal Gadot really has the acting chops to do so. But also, I'm not going to go into detail, but like recent events politically, she's aligned on a certain side, and I won't go any farther than that. But it's just like sus. So he's clear. James Gunn is clearly going for a semi-full reset. He's obviously bringing the Peacemaker cast back. He'll definitely work with Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn again. But as far as that original slate, who, in my opinion, other than Henry Cavill, were pretty much all miscast.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben Affleck's fine. It's just as much shit as I get Ben Affleck, it's not him. It's just the execution of his version of the character, unfortunately for him. But moving on to some Marvel news, we got quite a lot of it. Some very both disheartening but also exciting Marvel news. So first, this is according to the book MCU: The Reign of Marvel Studios, which came out, which essentially like sort of outlines Marvel Studios history from like when they were practically bankrupt to, you know, where they are now, literally the top of the world. They said that Kraven the Hunter was originally pitched as the main villain for Spider-Man No Way Home, but the writers were told that the character was, quote, unavailable until Sony established him in a solo movie.
I'm so sick and tired of this, man.
Yes.
I'm so sick and tired. Like I can't deal with this, man.
Sony is just the worst. But it's like part of me is fine with it because like I already felt like they were sort of jumping the gun with the revealing his identity thing, which obviously ultimately turned out fine. But to do Kraven.
Yeah, dude, like honestly, Kraven would have been incredible. Like, it would
have been really cool, but also I liked seeing
I'm like you said, I'm not mad because the version of No Way Home that we got was, you know, incredible, but there's always something that could have been done differently that I wish.
Yeah. It's and I feel like we heard about, like, John Watts has said, like, oh, we thought about Kraven, but it wasn't really anything more than that. But the fact that they're saying here that he was originally pitched as the main villain, like, if that was the original plan, I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, Sony, man. Yeah,
they could have done like a lot of stuff, like, you know, like mystically. I mean, because even then, like you know, Kraven. Like, I mean, yeah, so you can introduce like some mystical aspects of Kraven while also bringing in Doctor Strange as well.
Yeah,
so and something that could have been done.
And for that third film, they wanted to go a bit darker with the character because that was probably one of the bigger criticisms of Tom's version of the character. And Kraven, you know, easily would have been a good segue into that, but you know, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin was also fucking incredible. So
yeah, it is what it is. Unfortunately, I'm just tired of Sony.
Is what it is, but also pitches his own. He doesn't need a solo movie. He really
No,
doesn't.
he doesn't.
And now look at it. Looks terrible, in my opinion. But anyway, this is according to the Hollywood Reporter. Again, this is a bit old. There is an update to this, and we'll get to that. But I do need to, lay the groundwork. Marvel has let go all of the writers and directors for Daredevil Born Again, as the series is going to get an entire creative reboot. Marvel found that Daredevil Born Again wasn't working because it was more of a legal procedural that did not resemble the Netflix version's action and violence. Charlie Cox wouldn't have appeared in costume as Daredevil until episode 4. Now, before I get to the update, the idea for Daredevil Born Again, the original idea, was really kind of cool to me, because something I thought maybe lacking isn't the right word, but something I at least wanted more out of from the original Netflix series was more court stuff, because I love seeing how capable Matt Murdock is as a lawyer. You know what I mean? And so the initial idea being we're going to see more of that had me pretty excited. But also, if it did lack that original series violence and action, then obviously they didn't shoot that much of the series, so it's not a huge loss. I mean, it sucks for the people that lost their jobs, but like, it's not like they shot half the series and now they're starting from scratch. We're obviously gonna get it later than we would have, but it's not gonna be probably as big of a delay as it maybe seems. But I don't know. I trust Kevin Feige ultimately. The fact alone that they didn't just, we already started, got to push through with it, and they decided to just scrap it, start over because it just wasn't working, is a really good sign to me. Because Feige clearly knows, like, we cannot fuck this up. It's Daredevil. Like, he's such a beloved character. He's probably one of the few characters in comics that just, like, very, very, very rarely misses.
Yeah, he's super, super consistent, like, throughout comics.
Yeah, so, and, speaking of Kevin, realizing he can't fuck this up, segues a bit into sort of semi the update, but also this is sort of just Marvel Studios as a whole. It's Marvel Studios as a whole. Again, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Marvel Studios plans to make changes in how it makes TV following internal criticism. Shows will now have proper showrunners that write pilots and show bibles, which is kind of ridiculous. Number one, we knew that there weren't showrunners. They kind of, if you don't know what a showrunner does, it's literally in the name. They literally, like, run the show. They have sort of the plan of what the entire show is. They know what the characters are, et cetera, et cetera. Before, how they were operating, they kind of just got a lead writer, and that was it. But a showrunner is extremely, extremely, extremely important to guide the direction and the tone of the show. And Marvel Studios really wasn't doing that. And the show Bible specifically, if you don't know what a show Bible is, it's in the name. It's a Bible of what the show is, a character, their motivations, the type of clothes they wear, their intentions, their like a bunch of incredibly, incredibly vital info to the characters. And a lot of the times they show that to the other writers that are going to be on the show and the actors, so they get a feel and an understanding of who these characters are. So the fact that they weren't doing that, and to be clear, this is basic TV stuff, like basic TV, like you may hear before that, like, it's a miracle that any show gets off the ground, let alone gets a pilot. It's a miracle to have a show work. And even on a bunch of shows that don't get picked up, these writers and showrunners spend a ton of time making these show Bibles, and it might not even get picked up. So the fact that Marvel Studios, which is pretty much a guarantee, like once they greenlight something, they're fucking going. The fact that they weren't making show Bibles is pretty telling. Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with that. I think it's growing pains. It's like they didn't know what the fuck they were doing, because they were, they hadn't done TV before. They're a movie studio, and now they're going into TV. But anyway, now they're going to do a focus on multi-season serialized TV rather than limited series. Torn, what does that mean?
Means more peak.
No, No, that's not. No. Well, yeah, but no more 6 episodes.
Yeah.
No more 6 episodes, bro. Oh my god.
Fine. Oh god, we won.
We won.
I'm just tired. I'm tired of 6 episodes.
And it's like I'm gonna talk about a 6 episode series, later in the show. But like, even though they've had a few hits with it, most of the time it's like, man, it could be so much more when it's not 6 episodes. But the fact that they're doing multi-season serialized TV rather than limited series is a great sign. It tells me, hopefully, we'll get like a She-Hulk season 2 and get even more of what I wanted, which was like a full like 22 episode season of a legitimate sitcom that's, again, because it's in the MCU, like heightened reality, sort of like Brooklyn Nine-Nine type of stuff. Like, I'd love them to get like even like a sitcom TV veteran. Like, imagine they got Mike Schur, who worked on The Office, co-created Brooklyn Nine-Nine, co-created Parks and Rec, got him to do like She-Hulk. I fucking lose my mind. Like, that would be incredible for him to like showrun something like She-Hulk. I think that'd be brilliant, and it would be more than 6 to 10 episodes, however many episodes She-Hulk was. Not enough to do that. They could do the same thing with like Miss Marvel, which I imagine they're going to do a season 2 of. I think we're going to get a lot better shows. And as what I don't know what that means for Daredevil necessarily, since it could take, because I think I heard, because it was supposed to be 18 episodes, but then at one point it was rumored that they're actually cutting it into 2 9-episode seasons. Obviously that's up in the air because now they're doing a creative reboot. So but Marvel Studios TV efforts have faced internal criticism for lack of central vision, which is sort of linked to the showrunner thing, because that's a showrunner's job, is to have that central vision, not giving writers creative oversight in post. So, a lot of times they have a fix it in post attitude, where it's like, oh, we'll fix it in post if it's not working. And usually if there's something that isn't working, they'll have a writer come in to, punch it up, essentially. And they didn't do that, apparently. Film execs were running the shows, which is, again, something you don't want to see. It's like studio meddling. Yeah, that's like problem number 1, is if you want to make a not very good show, studio meddling is probably the main reason why the show didn't succeed. And then and shooting $150 million seasons on the fly. So again, the benefit of network television, even if it sucks that certain shows don't get picked up or get canceled after a season, they have pilots to see if the show would work. And Marvel Studios, they don't, because they're incredibly high budget series. They felt like, I guess in the beginning, that they can't afford to do that, so they're just like, all right, let's immediately go into it. Which is why I think, again, the Daredevil thing, they shot like I like probably like a few episodes, and they were like, this isn't working, we gotta start over. That's how it should be done, despite again, people losing their jobs. Obviously that sucks, especially since they're doing all this creative shakeups right in the middle of when they're shooting, although they're not shooting because of the strikes. But still, the fact that they're making these changes is obviously an incredible thing. Should have happened a lot sooner, though. Really should have.
Yeah. And
now, lastly, the Daredevil update. This, again, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Dario Scardapane, who was a writer and producer for the Punisher series on Netflix, is now set as the showrunner for Daredevil Born Again. Huge.
We won, yeah.
Huge.
It's incredible.
Actually huge. And Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, who directed episodes of Moon Knight and now Loki Season 2, are set to direct. And if anyone's been watching Loki Season 2...
Just incredible.
Fucking we're eating now. Like this, now it's like, because the other guys, they did like that one like CBS fucking network show.
Yeah,
it
was a Covert Affairs.
Yeah, it was like, okay, it has good reviews. I mean, we'll see. But now it's like, oh, okay, no, we're getting serious now. Marvel is going to keep some scenes and episodes that have already been shot, though other serialized elements will be injected. Scar to Paint will write the new episodes and new scenes, incorporating what was already shot. Benson and Moorhead will direct the new episodes to bring this first season to a close. It is unclear, however, how many episodes it'll encompass. Corman and Ord, who is the previous head writers, will become executive producers. So they are keeping some elements of what was already shot. I wonder if it'll be obvious. Hopefully it's not. But they clearly, the fact that they are keeping some elements does say, like, okay, clearly not all of it was bad. It sounds like a lot of it was like, okay, there's not enough action in this Daredevil show, you know what I mean? So that's cool. Also, a lot of people were unhappy that Karen Page wasn't anywhere to be seen. Apparently Foggy was mentioned, but apparently minor spoilers for something that might not even happen, but apparently they alluded to Foggy being dead, and that's why it's Matt's working with another lawyer. It's called like Matt Murdock and Associates. That's who he's working for now, or he started his own thing. It's called Matt Murdock and Associates because Foggy might be dead. I don't know, but if that's the case, yeah, I don't know. I assumed what they were going to do was like, oh, they vanished in the snap, and in that 5-year period, he was like, well, I gotta start a new thing, so it's Matt Murdock and Associates. That's what I thought they were gonna do, but regardless, I hope that they do keep that legal aspect a bit more, because again, that's a personal thing. I'm sure other people don't give a shit about that, but I do want to see that. Also, the Punisher, we know is going to be in the series. Hopefully he stays in the series. I think those two work great together, Charlie Cox and John Bernthal. They have a great on-screen chemistry as those characters. Also, again, rumored plot point that I fucking hope to God they keep, because it's something I wanted them to do, and if I need them to do it, because not only is it just a good thing to do, because it's like Marvel taking a stance, but also it just, yeah, it's Marvel taking a stance, and basically that was the Punisher. I don't know if it was going to be his whole arc or just, you know, a section of episodes, but it was going to be Punisher going after corrupt cops for misusing his logo. Literal peak. That's exactly what I wanted.
That's amazing.
And fuck, man, I hope they keep that. I really, really hope they keep that. Anyway, well, I don't even know if John Bernthal has shot any scenes yet.
I know, but I mean, I know he definitely probably would be down for that. I mean, he's always wanted to go back to play Punisher.
Yeah. Well, he already signed on.
Yeah.
They even made posts about it and shit. I don't know. Hopefully, I imagine everything's going to come together all right. Marvel Studios, again, starting to figure things out in this TV area. So that makes me super excited for the future. Obviously, we have some things that are already like set in stone, like Echo, 6 episodes. I imagine Ironheart's going to be 6 episodes. I'm not entirely sure, but that's pretty much shot already, Ironheart. And Echo's been done for a bit now. So we still got like a 2 or 3 series to go before we actually see these changes come into effect. Agatha, Darkhold Diaries, that's I think that's been shot already. And if it hasn't, they'll probably do some like reshoots, because I know they have been shooting it. Well, again, with the strikes, no, they haven't, but you know what I mean. Yeah, super excited for the future. Obviously, they seem to be changing stuff up from the movie side, focusing on quality over quantity, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I don't think we'll see these changes for a little while, but the fact that we're getting these changes at all is very it's a good sign for what's to come. So yeah, but that is the news of the week, which means it's time to move on to our topic, which is Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie.
Man, I can't believe the movie's just a masterpiece, bro.
Do you just want to go into spoilers? There's not a ton to spoil in this movie.
Yeah, there's really not to. Yeah, no.
I mean, there is, but like,
Who cares?
If you okay, well, I'll say this before we get into the spoilers. If you don't like, if you aren't a fan of FNAF, then whatever. Like, but if you are a fan of FNAF, there's not a ton to spoil because it's like stuff you already know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So you start us off.
As a more recent FNAF fan, I can say that this movie was pretty solid in my opinion. You know, there are some things that could have been done differently in terms of like the plot and like, you know, better execution in terms of the story. But in terms of like, you know, like the lore, like some of the characters, I think they got like, you know, they're definitely pretty good. I also love the set design. The set design was just incredible. I love the lights, the lighting, the light rigging was really, really great. Performances were, you know, pretty solid. You know, Josh Hutcherson and Matthew Lillard fucking killed it. So did what is her name? Elizabeth Lane?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think her name is Elizabeth Lane.
Vanessa.
Who played Vanessa. There are some things where like you know, like lore wise, it's you know, it fits and they did whatever they needed to do. I don't understand why people are complaining about this movie. You know, people are complaining about everything. They were like, yeah, like this scene wasn't exactly how it was, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, shut up. Be glad you're even getting this movie. Like, just like, be glad. But the one thing that I wished was in the movie more with animatronics, like they're great. They look incredible. Yeah, they looked incredible. And then like, they were kind of like underutilized a little bit. But I mean, it was so cool to see them. I'm still trying to figure out what to say because everything's kind of hitting me at once.
Well, I'll just say, to me, if you're looking to see this movie, it's like if you're a horror fan going into this expecting a horror movie, don't.
No, it's not a horror movie at all. It's a thriller for sure.
Yeah, it's more. Yeah, it's closer to a thriller. But even then, it's like, because I'm not a horror fan at all. I fucking hate horror. I don't do horror movies. But I was like, I'm gonna watch FNAF because it's FNAF. And even for me, it's like, this is like horror for babies.
Yeah, it's like super tame.
And it's like some people were saying it's like, okay, well, this franchise, a lot of like kids are sort of attracted to it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I feel like that's bullshit. Considering the subject matter,
yeah,
it's like you can go further than this. like shit's crazy. I mean, it's abducting and murdering kids. Like, it's just straight up like completely fucked up. But yeah, I texted Tor in this, and you agreed. This movie should have been rated R. I think a lot of the bloodless elements really took away from what the horror could have been. Not saying I need everything to be gory for it to be horror, but a lot of this is it in the games. It's implied, but if you're making a movie, we have to see it. Yeah, we see a little bit, but it's like, again, it's not enough.
You see a little bit, and like, you know, there's like, you know, like characters get cut and like, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, like, I agree that it should have been like rated R, or those barriers could have been pushed a little bit more since it was PG-13. I think one of the things that I wasn't expecting was that chick just getting fucking just cut in half, chomped in half, bro. And then like, I remember I was like, oh my god, it's the bite.
I saw someone on Twitter say like they were in the theater, and when that happened, they just heard whispers of kids going, was that the bite of 87?
Nah, no.
I was like, oh my god.
And then someone was like, that ain't no bite, that was a chomp. Yeah, like it was like, I think this movie is just pretty, like, it's pretty solid for like, you know, what it is. there's of course there's definitely going to be a sequel. Like there has to be. They're
100%. This could have gotten a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it would have gotten a sequel just financially. Because it's like okay, well, the FNAF fans are clearly gonna come out to see this regardless of the quality. So it's like we're gonna make one.
I was talking to some friends about it last night, and I was saying like, yeah, this is like, I think I read on Twitter that this is Blumhouse's like record. This movie broke Blumhouse's record for the fastest like domestic box office movie, because it's made like 40 million the first day.
I think I saw on Twitter that it's already the second highest grossing like on its like opening day for a video game movie ever, only behind the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah,
it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I know. And then I was saying that like it's gonna get a sequel because like FNAF fans are like, they're pretty much their own like entity, like, and like the lore also, like, it's super interesting enough to where people are gonna want to be fans. So so it's gonna make money regardless, which is good because like more stuff. My biggest problem with the movie, and like Peyton knows I hate this shit. This shit just fucking rocks me to my core. The exposition dump at the end. I hate it. I don't know why it's a thing. It's like they try to build up tension in the worst way possible, and it just makes me like want to turn off my TV.
Well, not the exposition dump, like more specifically, Vanessa or any character really in any movie just withholding information for no fucking reason.
Yeah, I know. And then like, the whole thing was like, keep him in the dark, don't tell him anything. Like blah 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 blah, because it's what like William said, but I'm like, I don't fucking care. This is so annoying, because had it like, it would have just been like way more engaging had Vanessa told him like like give him like a backstory. That would have been so much more engaging.
Yeah, it's like, hey, like, I know because of XYZ that this yellow bunny, she doesn't even have to reveal like, oh, it's her dad. She could have revealed that in the end. It's like, oh shit, even though if you're a fan of the games you knew that, but like she could have been like, oh, this yellow bunny took him because all the kids died from, again, this yellow bunny, whatever. But yeah, just withholding it. It's like, I get what they were trying to do the build up. It's like, oh, what happened to whatever his brother's name is, Garrett. Yeah, it's like, I get it, but yeah, it could have been. I feel like everything about this movie, the building blocks to this movie, like, not sets up, but like there's clearly an actual genuinely great movie within this movie if they just built upon some of these ideas a bit more. And also just the script, it feels like a first draft. It feels like let's okay, we have to hit beat 1, beat 2, beat 3 because this is in the games and this is in the games, and we got to do like a through line of Garrett or whatever. And it's like, it's fine, but like it's because a lot of FNAF fans are like, oh, I loved it, it was great. And it's like, I'm sure you think that because you're a fan, but as a movie, like, it's fine. It's not terrible. Like, yeah. I can't, because a lot of people are saying it's terrible, and a lot of like the critics that are being critics. But like it's not. I can't, in good conscience, call this movie terrible, because it's really not. It's competently made, even though the script is lackluster. It's not bad. The dialogue is good. Ish. it's good-ish. In some areas, it's a little rocky, but. Yeah, a little bit back to what I was saying before. Like, if you're a horror fan expecting a horror movie, this isn't it. But if you're a FNAF fan and you're not just like a fan of those first like 3 games, and you're like a big fan of the entire franchise, from the scariest shit to the dumbest shit, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this movie. Because even though, like you said, you're not like a huge FNAF fan, you're like more of a recent FNAF fan. I've been there since day 1. No, I'm kidding. That's not true. Well, it kind of is, but like I remember when Markiplier uploaded his first FNAF video. And I'm not a FNAF fan. Like, I'm not wearing FNAF merch and shit. Like, do I watch every Matt Pat Five Nights at Freddy's Theory video? Yes, I do. But do I care? Like, no. Every time a new one comes out, I'm like, what happened last time? I don't remember. I don't really care. I'm mostly there just to like laugh at how fucking ridiculous this franchise has become. Because it is. I'm not going to go into detail here, but let me tell you, it's off the rails. It started off with ghost children, and now there's like ethereal ghost goo and robot children and shit.
Because
it's crazy.
Like the lore has changed throughout the games, because so basically in the lore, when William was killing kids and stuff like that, and like stuffing them in the bodies, the kids, their souls were like producing this thing called like remnant and shit like that, and like remnant is like this whole like other kind of thing. And then there's other animatronics that that are there. Some people said that you see like Shadow Freddy, and there was it wasn't really confirmed, but like there was like the place where Max died, the babysitter, where she got fucking chomped in half. That animatronic was like Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky, which is like a reference to the first game, because people were convinced there was another animatronic. There wasn't, but it was a fun reference to that.
It was like added in there like last minute to like the lore. But yeah, like the lore kind of like goes into this like it goes into very different things, and they're like it's this whole like crazy thing. But yeah, like we were saying, like as a FNAF movie it works, but as like a movie it, like there's just some stuff that like that could have been added and could have been done differently.
It reminds me of I'm gonna get killed for this. It reminds me of Revenge of the Sith, where it's like, look, as a movie it's fine, but as a Star Wars fan, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this movie's great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's one of those, because as a FNAF fan, especially if you're into the goofy side, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this. But at the same time, if they wanted any chance of non-FNAF fans seeing this movie and coming out going, now I'm a FNAF fan, that's not going to happen, because they didn't build this movie for them. Like, I saw a lot of people on Twitter being like, this movie was for the fans, and I feel like they say that a lot, but in this case it's absolutely true. This is definitely for the fans.
It literally is for the fans. And I was talking to some other people about it, that the movie doesn't even like do justice for like casual people, because like you say, there's so much stuff that like they don't explain until like the very end, but even then, like when they try to explain it, it doesn't even like make sense. So like as a casual going into this, like I feel like they're just not gonna like the movie, and like that's something that like it's like a bad thing, because like you want everyone to really like your movie, and like especially with like Five Nights at Freddy's, you want people to be like, yeah, I want to get into the lore. The lore is kind of cool, but like when you're scattering around information, that's just not gonna happen. And that's something that I hope they fix in the future whenever we see this next film in like 2025 or something like that, or whatever.
No, they're gonna want to pump another one out quick.
Oh yeah, for sure, because I know Matthew Lillard signed on to a three movie deal.
Speaking of Matthew Lillard, fucking great.
Dude, fucking great. And like his like 2 minutes of screen time.
Yeah. When is he not great though?
Yeah, I know, right?
It's like like you said, he had 2 minutes of screen time. He was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, like dude, like I'm gonna just say this, dude, like the fucking animatronic suits are just incredible. Like
they are 1-to-1.
Yeah, exactly.
Insane.
It's like they are so good.
But at the same time, this is gonna sound stupid, but like maybe it's just the way they executed them in the movie, but I feel like maybe they were too good.
Too good?
Like I felt like they resembled the game so much that it felt like a cartoon. I can
understand that.
But at the same time, they didn't really set them up to be like super scary. Like the games did.
They're not like super duper scary because like they're kids being mind controlled, like kids in animatronic bodies being mind controlled by a grown man, which is crazy. But like when fucking Matthew Lillard walked out of that fucking, when he walked out with that fucking costume looking all raggedy and shit, I was like, holy fuck, that is just crazy.
Yeah, he came out, he had his body like tilted and shit, and like it had like the like white, like the black eyes with the white dots, like, which is a direct reference to the game, obviously. That looked fantastic.
That was fantastic, and like his, like, his distorted voice.
I didn't love the voice.
I liked it
because he doesn't really speak in the games, so it's just kind of like he speaks in the game. No, he speaks in the game, but not like in the suit.
Oh yeah, okay. Michael, don't leave me here, Michael. But like that was really nice. And oh my god, dude, the Springtrap scene. Oh
yeah, that was good. It's like towards the end, that last like 5 to 10 minutes, it's like, oh, this is what I came for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there's an hour and a half of the movie before that just sort of feels like treading water.
Yeah, because like you have the whole subplot of like, Mike Schmidt having to, like, he's trying to keep a job to like protect, like, to like help out his sister, and like his aunt is trying to like take away like his sister and stuff like that, which is like, and then like the whole like thing towards like, oh yeah, his aunt hired people to like, in a sense, like try to dig up information, and
so he can lose custody of his sister.
Yeah, so he can lose custody. Yeah, I think that was a thing towards like, that's cool and all, but like go in a different direction with that. Like I don't really, I mean, it's something I don't really mind it, but like it's something that could have been like less significant of the movie. But I mean, I can't honestly cheer when like all those guys die, like all those those just amazing.
Yeah, but they didn't really need that. They just put it in there to give some sort of drama to the protagonist, Mike Schmidt, and that's pretty much it. And I was gonna give it some slack. I was like, oh well, they need a reason to get the girl to the pizzeria, but they did that without the custody thing. So I don't. Yeah, it's just there, kind of just to pad the movie. But yeah, what this movie does do, and again, I guess if you're either a super casual or you don't know anything about it, the movie's not going to be like, well, I really want another one. But it gives you, it is essentially like an origin story. So like it does legitimately sort of get me excited for what they can do in the sequel, because now that they've gotten all this covered and over with, now we can just jump straight into it. My hopes for the sequel, again, is rated R. I want it to be more scary. This is a franchise of scary games. There's a couple exceptions, but generally a franchise of scary games. There was like no scares in this.
Yeah, no, like
for a franchise that's like built off jump scares, there was like no jump scares.
Yeah, and like for me, like I love like horror movies and like thrillers and stuff like that, and like not naturally, like whenever I see or like feel something scary, I kind of like just tense up a little bit and I close an ear. But I didn't really do that. I didn't do that much in this one, which is fine. But which is cool, because to me I wasn't even like going into it like as like a horror movie. I wasn't like going into, like,
I wasn't either, because based off the trailer I was like, this doesn't
it was more thrilling and suspenseful than like actual scary. Yeah, my thing for the sequel, definitely rated R, more scares,
and maybe dial back the cupcake a bit.
Dude, that cupcake was on timing, bro.
Yeah.
He was hungry. Dude, that dude just was starving.
I like the little Golden Freddy "It's Me" reference. I was there.
Oh yeah, I like that. Dude, Foxy was on timing too. Bro just wanted to murk some shit. He just wanted to kill some people.
Was going bum ba-dum ba-dum bum. Whatever he was doing.
I wanted like rated R, more scares, more use of the animatronics in the sequel, and I want to see more animatronics, and hopefully, I know like there's not in a sense like a re-explanation, but like given just more detail about like, you know, the killings and stuff like that. Like if they had made a scene where like it's like, I don't know, like a young
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah,
luring the kids.
Matthew Lillard.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, because like, and honestly, that would have been better had they included that in the movie.
Even if it's not scary per se, because you know what he's doing, it is horror. It's still horrible because it's literally horrific what he's doing, and you're seeing it happen. That's definitely something they should have added. They technically did it with that little like montage into the movie, which was kind of cool because it resembles the little mini games that they put into the FNAF games. I don't remember which ones, like 2 or 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah, like, you know, like honestly, like when you're providing more context to that, it's just gonna make the movie like a lot better. And in
fact, that final scene where he's getting spring locked into the suit, and he puts on the thing and all the animatronics are surrounding him, that's straight out of one of those little like 8-bit or like Atari mini games.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I remember that.
So it's like awesome. Baby should have been there at the beginning. And like, I don't know, like the movie, like I heard the movie was sort of like following the first 3 games. And which confused me because technically the third game is like set in the future, and it's like a it's a thing to where the third game is it's like a museum.
Like lore wise it was,
and like Springtrap was like in the wall of like the little like false wall that he made. Anyway, regardless, there was just a bunch of stuff that they could have done with this movie that they just didn't do. Like, I thought, I forget, because again, the lore is so fucking convoluted in this goddamn series. But like, is Mike Schmidt the crying child?
The Mike Schmidt, like the crying kid? Yeah, they so basically, they had tweaked some things. So of course, you know, like in the lore, you have, you know, William Afton, you have Mike, Evan, and like his daughter or whatever, and then like Henry had a daughter, Charlotte, and so Mike was the one who fed Evan into Freddy.
Is that the bite of 87?
It's a bite of 83.
What's the bite of 83? 82?
Yeah, no, it's a bite of 83.
Is that the bite of 83?
Yeah, it is. Well, but like so basically, but I also think that Mike Schmidt, is supposed to be like kind of like a Mike Afton like type of thing, but also I will also want to say that's like also one of the security guards you play as later on in the games in some way.
Who?
There's like I don't know. Let me say,
because Mike Schmidt you play as in the first game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I haven't played the games in a while.
I think you might play as him in like the first 3 games. But then I think it does change, because eventually you are Afton's son. I think in Sister Location, because then he gets scooped. I can't believe I know this. He gets scooped and he turns into like technically like a second purple guy, and he's like,
he gets scooped out and then like entered enters him,
right,
and then like later on entered,
which keeps his corpse alive essentially.
It keeps his corpse alive, and then Ender like fucking like gets spit out, some
Yeah.
shit like that, and then he ends up becoming a fucking security guard, like later on too, which is crazy because he ends up.
And then Afton's like, Afton, he's not dead, but also he's like
not,
he put his consciousness in an AI, and now he's like glitch trap.
Yeah.
Because in universe, because the first 3 games I believe are games within the FNAF universe made by Scott Cawthon, because the company needed a way to capitalize off the horror stories that were being told about the pizzeria. So they made those 3 games, and they made a VR game which housed Glitch Trap, which infected the player, but the player canonically is Vanessa.
Yeah.
who's then an antagonist infected by Glitch Trap in the new one, the open world one. I forgot what's it?
Security Breach?
Yeah, Security Breach. Oh.
Yeah, and then like and then
the protagonist in that is Gregory, who's a robot child, who also I feel like Matt Pat has a theory that Vanessa's also a robot, and I feel like Vanessa alluded to that in the movie. Yeah, because I feel like Mike said like something like she isn't really like what she seems or whatever. I'm like, is she a robot?
And then in like also, I like lost my train of thought. Because this is a lot to think.
I know it's the lore is stupid.
Yeah, because after the first location got like, you know, taken down or like got shut down, that's when William Afton made Afton Robotics, and that's when he started like, you know, figuring more shit out about how he can transfer his soul into other animatronics and shit like that, and whatever. And
now there's like a mimic. I don't even know what that's from, like the books. And now I guess that's a new threat. I don't fucking know, man. Series is chalked. I'm still gonna watch every theory video though. Still gonna watch every Markiplier playthrough.
Right.
Fuck. What was this movie about?
Oh no, man! Some guy killing kids, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. But I didn't love that the way they did the animatronics. Like, I get, like, people are like, oh, what'd you expect? They're kids, you know, possessing, you know, the animatronics. But I'm also like, they were the same thing in the games, but then they still weren't like childlike.
They were so like murdering and killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, and they're also, if they're being controlled by Afton, why are they being let go to do childlike things and
building forts and stuff like that?
I mean, I know that it was supposed to be like they're luring, you know. But I don't know, man. Like, again, it's supposed to be horror. It's supposed to be scary, and it's just like, oh, this is kind of sweet, isn't it? And like, does it take a turn? Yeah, but it's like, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't really land. And like you said earlier, the set design is really, really great. But what's a little bit unfortunate about it is that you don't really get the sense of scale of how big this set really is.
Because
they straight up, they built the entire thing.
Yeah, because like you see like the hallways, you see the different rooms, but it's like you don't see like any kind of like the connection to it all.
Yeah.
Because most of it takes place in that big, gigantic, you know, playhouse. And so what they could have probably done was, I mean, they do this like a lot for locations. They probably made a location in one place, and they made locations in different places, and like, in a sense, like in a sense, you have one building for one set, another building for another set, and different pathways and stuff like that. So it's shot differently.
I don't know if they did, because Matt Pat said they built the entire pizzeria essentially in an abandoned Home Depot. Okay, so then like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck they just did then. I think they just didn't capitalize on.
Yeah, because you know that's like, because I remember seeing set photos of the entire pizzeria, and then it's just gone like the next day or some shit. Like they literally just got disappeared. But like I said, that's. Then I don't follow MatPat, so that's why I.
Well, he made a video on it.
Well, yeah.
Speaking of MatPat, the best scene in the movie.
Did you know that lunch is the most important meal of the day?
I thought it was breakfast.
Oh, it was breakfast.
Well, they say that, but that's just a theory. It's fucking crazy.
That was good. That was
apparently,
so good.
Again, I watched MatPat's video on it. He said, because Scott Cawthon was apparently there that day, because that was apparently like the first scene they shot for the entire thing. And Scott Cawthon was there, who's apparently very, very involved in the movie.
Yeah, he was,
which is cool. Should have made a better movie, my guy.
God.
No, but apparently they took however many takes, and Scott Cawthon asked MatPat to like do it like he does in the video. So I guess one time they shot it. Maybe if they release like bloopers and shit, maybe. But apparently he was like, lunch is the most important meal of the day. I thought it was breakfast. Yeah, well, that's just a theory. That's what he did. It was so fucking, like, that scene was so fucking corny, but it was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I also like the addition of Corey Kenshin. He was cool. I also didn't think he was gonna get another scene. I thought it was just gonna be like kind of like a one and done. But
was Corey Kenshin Taxi Boy?
Yeah, he was the cab driver.
Yeah, MatPat read for that. So, but then they're like, he's too good. We got to give him the diner role.
Yeah, the diner role suited him way better.
Yeah, Markiplier was supposed to be the security guard in the beginning. Yeah,
could have been in the movie, but there's always a sequel. Whenever he gets done with Iron Lung.
He is done with Iron Lung.
Okay, good.
Yeah, they finished shooting a while ago. They might have to do. I think he said they still have to do maybe some pickup shots, but they're pretty much just in post production.
Pickup shots are just they're essential.
Mark just had to make his own movie.
I know, right?
He just had to make what's probably going to be a better movie.
Damn, I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it.
Well, it's true.
God,
I love that man.
Also, one thing that people are fucking complaining about, which is stupid, is Matthew Lillard's line of when he says like, "I'll always come back."
Oh yeah,
they're like, he says it too fast. I'm like, his lungs are getting punctured. What do you want him to do?
Yeah.
I always come back. Like, do you want him to just do that, bro? He's literally like losing oxygen.
That's exactly what because I think when he originally said it was like in a voice recording.
Yeah,
and it was all like sinister. I always come back, like that kind of thing. And it's like, okay, but like, yeah, that's not in the movie. He's not gonna. he's getting punctured. He picks up the helmet. I always come back. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, I don't know what you wanted, bro. But that's kind of crazy. And then he gets dragged, and you see the final shot
of him like twitching. That was good.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, again, like everything in the last 5 to 10 minutes was genuinely pretty fucking good. It's everything else. It was that really just dragged the movie down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's, again, I think we're FNAF fans enough to, at least have enjoyed elements of this movie that, we don't think it's completely terrible.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I enjoyed it enough. I'd give it a 6 out of 10.
I give it a 6 out of 10 as well.
It was fine.
Yeah,
it was fine. It was one of those things where it's like it's mostly missed potential. Yeah,
and like also like I didn't watch through the entire credits because like I'm just not that big of a FNAF fan. But at the end of the credits, you hear someone say, "Come find me." Well, it's like letter by letter, and some people
C.
Like, yeah, C.
Oh, was it like the games, like the H?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I skimmed through the credits because I was like, "Is there a post-credit scene?" No. Okay, I'm out.
Yeah. It was like C. O. M. E. Yeah. F. I. N. D. M. E.
Yeah.
And so people were like, "Oh my god, that could be Garrett," or that's just like that's the beginning of Glitch Trap, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't even know about that. But
what if Garrett's Golden Freddy?
I thought that too. I thought he could be Golden Freddy, or he could be inside of sorry, I had a glitch in my mind. Glitch Trap is invading my mind.
Oh no.
Because it could happen because more than one kid has inhabited an animatronic as well. So
true. I thought there was going to be like more name drops. I don't know what I expected, to be honest.
But
94% of the audience for Five Nights at Freddy's this weekend were under the age of 35.
That's kind of real though. Yeah, most people who are in Five Nights at Freddy's are like 13, 14. And
that's how old we were when the game came out, the first game.
Yeah,
isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah, it's insane.
This movie has technically been a decade in the making. You know what else was in it? You know what else was a decade in the making?
Flash.
The Flash.
Yeah. Damn. Dude, imagine if the Flash got delayed. We would have got the Five Nights at Freddy's movie before the Flash. That's crazy.
We got a Five Nights at Freddy's movie before GTA 6.
Right.
Came out. Five Nights at Freddy's came out the year after GTA 5 came out.
That's insane, dude. Oh yeah, I have nothing else to say about the movie. Oh yeah, well, I have one tiny it's like a funny thing, but when Vanessa was talking to Mike in the parking lot, she says if you bring Abby here again, I will shoot you. And I'm just like, damn, police brutality. You're living up to your role. Police attacking the mentally ill. It's quite common.
Jesus. But also makes sense because I think the crying child is he's dreaming or whatever in FNAF 4, and it makes the dream thing I don't know. It doesn't matter. Matt Pelt will make a movie on it, make a video on it. I don't know.
No, you're right. He's gonna make a movie out of it. He's gonna put all his theory. He's gonna take a movie.
A 2-hour theory.
All of his theory videos are gonna be the part of the Five Nights at Freddy's a steelbook. The fucking Blu-ray deleted scenes.
Yeah, you know I'm getting that. No, I'm not. I'm not getting that.
I might gift it to you, bro.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm gonna gift you with a steelbook and the voice recording.
Every time you open it.
I mean, that's so funny. I low-key want to try to get an animatronic suit, for real.
Oh no. What are you doing?
I don't want to wear it.
Bro's gonna turn into Springtrap. That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, Mom, I'll always come back. And I'm just...
You gonna lure kids too?
No, capybaras instead.
You're gonna kill the capybaras?
No.
You're gonna lure and kill the capybaras?
No. Capybaras are gonna be the security guards. They're gonna protect the place.
We're gonna get killed by the animatronics.
Who?
Bro, you're just setting up these capybaras for death. That's what you're doing.
No. How dare you say
That's fucked up. You're the one saying it. You're the one setting them up for death.
No, I'm saying I'm gonna lure capybaras so I can make a capybara kingdom with the animatronics. So it's called Capybara and Torrentino's Pizzeria.
Five Nights at Capybaras.
Five Nights at Capybara. No, yeah, it's pretty good actually.
Yeah. But did you watch anything this week?
Well, this week. Well,
or this past couple weeks.
The past couple weeks, I have been watching stuff. Let's go back to my handy dandy letterbox diary. So, in the past 2 weeks, I rewatched all of the Harry Potter movies. Then I watched House of a Thousand Corpses. I watched a short film called Dead Enders. And I watched Hulk 2003. I watched Legion, Totally Killer, and of course, Five Nights at Freddy's.
I can't believe you watched the Legion movie, but not the show.
Oh yeah, that's right. The show's out there somewhere. It's on Hulu. I haven't been on Hulu in months, bro. I'm gonna cancel it soon so I can get the bundle with that and Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But to speed through this, Harry Potter, love it. Pretty consistent all the way through. My favorite is The Chamber of Secrets, but the best one is Prisoner of Azkaban, and that's like most people's favorite. Yeah, I mean, can never go wrong with Harry Potter. I also recently made butterbeer, and I am really conflicted on it because I don't know how true butterbeer is supposed to taste. So
I don't like Harry Potter, but I've always wanted to try the butterbeer.
You don't like Harry Potter, and that's kind of crazy to me. You've seen
no. I'm sorry. I gotta correct you there. Sorry. I hate Harry Potter.
You hate Harry Potter, yet you've only seen the first and the last movie.
Look, I don't need to watch the movies.
that's like reading the first and last chapter of a book.
I even tried reading the book. I actually did try reading the book. I was like, I'm fucking bored. Look how big these books are. I'm not reading all this.
Nah, dude, you just gotta watch the movies, bro.
I've tried watching the movies.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have,
bro. You have not, bro. You have not tried watching the movies, bro. Because if you
lived come to die. Look, I know enough about Harry Potter. It's been in the zeitgeist so long. I get it. Okay, I get it. Hermione's all like, "Ooh, Leviosa," and Ron's like, "Look at me, I'm Ginger," and Daniel Radcliffe's like, "I'm Harry Potter. Look at me, swinging my wand around."
Anyways,
I'm gonna play a corpse one day.
Is that a reference to Swiss Army Man?
Yes.
Well, I haven't seen that movie, so you spoiled it. Thanks.
That's the point. That's the big Eddie.
I know. Don't. I know that's a joke. I still haven't seen Swiss Army Man, but I'm gonna watch it.
Good stuff. Yes.
House of a Thousand Corpses. It's way better on a rewatch. When I first watched it, it was like an hour and 30 minutes too long. Like that was like
Jesus.
The longest movie I've ever seen. It's like, it's an hour and 30 minutes, but like it's the longest hour and 30 minutes of your life. But then like when I rewatched it, I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. It's just the Rob Zombie style. Dead Enders, that's like a really great short film. I saw it at a movie premiere event. It won at South by Southwest, and like that's the type of stuff that I want to make. Horror comedy, like stylistic sci-fi type of stuff. Hulk 2003, I managed to watch the entire movie without falling asleep.
It's fucking crazy.
It's
how'd that starfish feel?
The starfish, bro, the poor starfish, you got cut up like 6 times.
It's so vivid in my brain.
I know, it's that, and like the starfish is the thing that I remember before I fall asleep. But I liked some elements of 2003 Hulk. I like the comic book transitions. It's very stylistic, has stylistic shots. It's just that some stuff was like a little too long, like in terms of like, I think it was like the second act, it was just like a little too long. And other than that, I still think it's a pretty solid movie for its time. Legion, it's something. It has Paul Bettany and Tyrese, and it's just like it just has really weird direction, but it has a really good concept behind it. Pretty much like the concept is like, God has like lost faith in the earth, and so like he sends like angels to like get rid of the human race so they like inhabit like people's bodies and stuff. And then like Paul Bettany's character is like, I don't like doing this shit, so he just betrays like the angels, and they're kind of like hunting for him and stuff like that. Like I said, cool concept, weird direction, kind of how you should not write characters because they're stupid. Totally Killer, great like horror thriller comedy with like time travel. It's really fun. It's a fun movie. And of course, Five Nights at Freddy's probably the best one out of them all. Horror. Yeah, you get it. And that's all I watched. And Loki season 2. I caught up on that.
Oh yeah, you did.
I caught up on. Yeah, it's really great.
I do want to talk about that, but first, I watched Moonlight, Oscar Best Picture winner for the year of our Lord 2016. I mean, technically it was 2017. Oscar, you get it. Came out in 2016. It was very good. It was, I think this is one of those movies where it's like I went in completely blind, even though it came out in 2016. I literally had no idea what it was. All I knew it was black guy, gay. That's what I knew about it. But it has Mahershala Ali in it. And I wish he was in it more. His character is supposed to be like short, sweet kind of thing. But fuck, man. He's not the main character at all. Well, I just love Mahershala Ali so much. What a fantastic actor. He's just the best. I love that guy. But yeah, as a movie, really good. It's one of those, or I didn't say it because I derailed myself, but it's one of those movies that, because I went into it blind, not knowing what to expect, it's one of those movies that I think on a rewatch, I think I'd like a lot more. But as is, incredibly well made, incredibly well directed. The cinematography is fantastic, incredibly well acted. The performances were incredible. It had Prowler Miles Morales in it, Jarrell Jerome. He was really good. His face, he reminds me of someone. The entire movie, I was like, who does this guy remind me of? Facial wise, and I can't figure it out, and it's really pissing me off. But yeah, it was no spoilers, even though for a movie that came out 7 years ago. But yeah, it was just really good. The essential what it is, it follows a black kid to as he grows up to be a man, and how he navigates being gay, especially in a time where that isn't accepted. It goes from when he's a kid to a teen to an adult. Yeah, that's pretty much the premise. I don't want to give too much away, but it was very, very good, and it makes sense why it won Best Picture. I think I gave it an 8 out of 10, but that's because, again, it's one of those movies that on a rewatch I think could be bumped up. That being said, I don't want to rewatch it anytime soon because it's one of those movies. I'm just like, God, it's like fantastic movie. I don't want to rewatch it though. But also Spider-Man 2 came out. Holy shit. I beat it in a couple days. A couple days later, I got the platinum trophy. I disappeared for 4 days and just played Spider-Man 2. Incredible game. Again, no spoilers, of course. But everything about this game they did right, in my opinion. Everything that, was in the first game that everyone loved, they built up upon and improved. Everything that people maybe didn't necessarily like about those first couple games, they either changed or just made better. Everything about that game is just incredible, man. The movement especially is phenomenal. Of course, it's a Spider-Man game, but they really added upon it. What I really ultimately wanted out of Spider-Man 2, other than a good story and stuff like that, I wanted it to be difficult to go back to those first couple games because of just how good specifically the movement is on Spider-Man 2, and I think it really delivered on that. The speed at which you can swing is greatly increased. It's super fun. If you hit max speed, it can genuinely be a little difficult to control, which is cool. You have extra stuff. Yeah, obviously you have the web wings. You can do a loop to loop, like you see in the Raimi movie. You can do, my number one wish for Spider-Man 2 was a slingshot where you pull yourself back and you just launch yourself. They implemented it exactly the way I wanted it to. You can literally do it anywhere. There's even parts of the map that have a super slingshot where you can launch yourself even faster and farther. It's such a fantastic game. And as far as the story goes, the Insomniac universe is special in that they don't just go beat by beat what you expect from, you know, other Spider-Man stories. They do their own thing, which I really, really respect. And because of that, they go places in the story that I really wasn't expecting. There were a lot of cool surprises in there for, you know, Spider-Man fans like myself, that I was just like, I was expecting greatness, but I wasn't there. There was still shit that I was just like, no fucking way they did that. Again, no spoilers, but if you're a Spider-Man fan, I try to get your hands on this in any way you can, because it's just that good. I love Torrid and I are in like the opposite boat, like, because like you had a PlayStation like when the first game came out, and I was like, God damn it, and I didn't play those games until literally I think last year, and now I have Spider-Man 2, and you're stuck. Payback. No, I'm kidding. It's not payback. It's fine. But
yeah, but you know what? I have something that's gonna remedy that. I get to watch one of the best YouTubers play the game while I'm sitting there watching it. So it's like I'm just there with them, you know.
Yeah,
the Rad Brad goat.
Sure.
Goated.
Yeah, it's the same.
It is the same.
Sure.
Don't ruin my delusion.
But yeah, incredible game. Also, the suits that are available are also phenomenal. TASM 2 suit is in there, and they actually updated it twice. There was like the way it was before release, it looked kind of but then on the day one patch they updated it and it looked a lot better, and they updated it literally just I think a couple days ago, and now it looks fantastic. What they realized they were missing was like the TASM 2 suit has like that like sheen on it, and that it's sort of like a like pearlescent, you know, the pearlescent like skin you can put on cars in GTA 5 where in certain lights it like sort of changes color. That's sort of what the TASM 2 suit has. It like really gets brighter in certain lighting. But generally it's sort of a deeper red. Anyway, that's what they added on that TASM 2 suit. And it looks great. There is one suit in there that I'm not going to spoil, but when I saw it, I was like, holy shit. No way. No way they did. It's a suit you unlock through the story. It's not like a movie suit or something like that. So I won't spoil that, but I was like, wow. Insomniac really cooked. Now, there is another suit in there that Insomniac cooked, but they burnt it because it's bad. It's a trash suit. But as far as the game goes, great. But you know, there's as cosmetics in games go, you know, they're not all going to be bangers, are they? But yeah, and you know, with all like the color switches you can do, God, there's so many variables, and you can like mix and match with like Peter and Miles to like give them like the same vibe of suit. It's brilliant. It's such a brilliant game. It's one of those games where it's like, after the first game, it's like, okay, it's a great game, obviously, but this can be improved and this can be improved, and you could have done this differently. Phenomenal game, but obviously there can be improvements. Spider-Man 2, on the other hand, it's like, how do you top this? Mechanically, gameplay wise, story wise is one thing. You can kind of see how they could go bigger, even though it's huge already. But like, yeah, I don't know mechanically how they're going to top that. I really don't. And yeah, after this, we're getting Wolverine, and then hopefully Spider-Man 3. We don't even know if there's going to be Spider-Man 2 DLC. My only complaint-ish, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be added in a future update, is there's no New Game Plus yet, which is really annoying, because after I finished it, I was like, I want to do it again, but I don't want to, you know, lose all my abilities that I just got and all my suits. So before I play it again, I think I'm going to wait for that New Game Plus update, because I don't know why it isn't there at launch, but I feel like a lot of games do that now, like God of War and God of War Ragnarok didn't launch with a New Game Plus. I don't know why they did that or why they do that, but hopefully they add that soon because I'm trying to play again. But yeah, I'm rambling. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 has been fucking incredible. But yeah, we also watched Loki season 2, or what is, what we're up to in Loki season 2, which is 4 episodes, which now we're finally caught up with the press because the press got 4 episodes. And after episode 4, you can tell why they gave the press these 4 episodes, because episode 4, whew, boy, does it leave what's up with Marvel and
episode 4.
Yeah, episode 4 being like crazy ass cliffhangers.
I don't know, man, but episode 4, like when that one part happened, my mouth never dropped so fucking fast. Like my jaw was on the floor. I was like, holy shit. Like, poor that character, man.
Yeah. Fucking I really
fuck.
Jeez, man. I texted you. I was like, they managed to, I guess this is sort of a minor spoiler because it alludes to sort of what it sort of is, but like they managed to make it gruesome but like also cartoony.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh, but also like, yeah, I don't, it's great.
It's like damn, like that could never happen, but it's like, damn, that's a horrible way to go out.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, they reference it in the like first episode, or maybe the second episode.
Yeah,
with Mobius, which was fucking. Speaking of Mobius, they dialed him up in this because like he's fucking hilarious in this Owen Wilson. Like the bit,
he's a funny.
The bit, again, minor spoiler, when he writes skin on the thing.
Yeah.
Ke Kwan is in this. Brilliant. Just brilliant.
Amazing.
What I told you was fucking cute was, again, episode 4, I believe, where Ouroboros and another character, no, not Casey, another character were sort of teaming up, and they're fans of each other.
Yes.
That was fucking adorable.
Yeah.
I love that so much. Do you have any complaints about the season so far?
It's just that I was on the cliffhanger. That's my only complaint so far.
My complaint is Sylvie, who I was on hashtag Team Sylvie for season 1 because a lot of people were like, oh, she's this and she's that. I'm like, calm the fuck down. But in this one, I'm like, okay, you're mad, and I get it, but also calm down. You chill out for a bit. She got better in this last episode, but
she did.
And hopefully that continues, or maybe it won't continue.
And the one thing that I cannot, for the life of me, get my eyes off knockoff Ewan McGregor, bro. That man's crazy. Like that, the resemblance is uncanny.
Yeah, I really, when he, again, minor spoiler, when he came out of that limo, I literally I was like, is that Jason Sudeikis? But then it got closer, and I was like, he looks like Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah, I know. When he got the limo, I was like, when did they add Ewan McGregor to the cast? And I was like, what the hell? It's the hair. It's the hair. That's what it is. Too.
Yeah. Okay. And aside from that thing you were talking about, what happened to that one character, which was gruesome but cartoony, this season. And I'm trying to remember anything from the first season that I might be missing, but I don't think I am. This season has pushed the gore isn't the right word, but it's a lot more violent, even when it's just like implied.
Yeah.
I think they've done a really good job there. Loki has gotten a step up. He's finally able to like use magic more.
Yeah, I was just thinking that because I was like, we weren't getting too much of that, and you know, of course, you know, the TVA has dampeners for that too.
Yeah, which was fine-ish, but like because the rest of the concept of the series was enough to like make me not really care. But even when they did magic in that first season, it was a lot of just like green blasts, and there's still green blasts here, but they especially in that second episode, I believe, when when they're in 1977. Chasing Ewan McGregor. Ooh, Loki was on fire, and that was, let me tell you.
I know with the whole like, you know, his clones and like the shadows.
Yeah.
Mobius is like, you're really doing a thing with the shadows, aren't you? It was crazy.
Yeah, that was really fucking good. Yeah, the writing has been, the dialogue. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what people are thinking about the plot, because I've fully sworn off looking at the internet. After these.
I'm not looking at like Marvel TikTok or anything like that. Like anything I see about Marvel, unfortunately, I just scroll past it.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore.
Hate. I'm not trying to see hate.
But at least as far as the dialogue goes, because again, I don't know how people are feeling about the plot itself, but the dialogue has been so sharp this season. It really has. It's been really good. It's been super, super good. But speaking of the plot, I think it's been fucking fantastic. In my opinion, like when the initial reviews were coming out for this season, it was a mixed bag. Not mixed in the sense that like people weren't like happy with it, but mixed in that I saw a lot of, this is like a direct sequel to the first season. It feels like that. It's just as good, if not better. And I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's a lot messier than the first season, and it's not as good." And again, the press got 4 episodes. We're finally caught up to that 4 episodes, so we know exactly what they were seeing. And maybe it's recency bias, but I think this has been a lot better than that first season. And that first season was great.
It's been really, really good. I'm really liking the bigger scale of the TVA so far.
Yeah.
You know, like the whole like the automat and like where Ouroboros works, and you know the pie room and stuff like that. Like more corridors. It's something that's like really that's like interesting to me. Yeah. I like that a lot. And yeah, like, you know, you were saying something about the dialogue, and like, yeah, the dialogue has been great, but also I texted you this, like the comedy is like balanced, like it's like well timed.
Yeah, that's like part of what I meant. Yeah, the dialogue, the comedy, the timing has all been improved, really, and even like you said, the balance has been fucking fantastic. We get from like a sort of comedic scene with maybe like Loki and Mobius, and then we get a torture scene. And then it's done really, really well. Or, you know, there's an interrogation scene where Loki's being particularly antagonistic, like impending and stuff like that, and it's undercut, but it's not undercut in like a volume 2 kind of way.
Yeah. Oh man, volume 2, man.
Good thing Will's not here. It's been truly, truly fantastic this season so far, and obviously there's 2 episodes left, so it could go down the drain real fast. But so far, I am really liking this season more than the first, which is saying something.
Yeah, I know, and like it's one of the things where it's like, you know, it's like 6 episodes, fuck, but this so far has been great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and like, you know, I'm really liking it so far. Also, like, I'm gonna do like a little Loki cosplay kind of thing, because like they're selling his jacket. I want to get his jacket though.
What jacket?
The double-breasted coat where he's the brown one.
The one with like the big collar?
Yeah, they sell it at a Hot Topic for $30.
What?
Yeah, it's on sale right now.
That shit's hot as fuck.
No, dude. I was like looking at it, I was like, dude, this motherfucker got dripped,
bro. He is dripped out. Holy. I said this crazy. I said this in our group chat, but Tom Hiddleston hasn't been hotter.
Right.
Like, he is looking ravenous in this show.
Ravenous is an insane word choice. But yeah, like I was like looking it up. I was like, what coat does he wear? 'Cause like, I'm gonna get something like that, and then like, boom, first thing, Hot Topic, $30.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Hell yeah. So yeah, I might get that shit. That shit. Plus with the fall winter season coming up.
Well, you can get Sylvie's thing too.
Oh really?
Yeah. I do want I do want more like, all right, I don't have any, but I do want like Loki merch because the aesthetic in this show is fucking phenomenal.
Oh man, dude. Oh my god. Speaking of like aesthetics and stuff like that, like, can we just talk about the score?
Oh, Natalie Holt, you beautiful human.
Holt is getting just the score is just incredible. It's amazing. Like the very first episode, like, oh my god, it's just the score in the first episode is just great.
She taps into something different when she's doing Loki.
I know, and it's like, it's crazy. Oh my god, like it's just like incredible how like she's able to hit like the tone of Loki. It's like this very like mystical, mysterious, yet like timey, nostalgic vibe of the show, and just that score just and makes it immaculate.
Oh, and I talked about Tom Hiddleston. You know, obviously he's sexier in this, but but specifically his performance, I feel like is even amped up too. Really, everyone's.
Yeah,
but Tom Hiddleston specifically, I mean, he's really bringing it this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when he gets all antagonistic, like when he's like when he's talking to Ewan McGregor, and he's like, "I can do terrible, awful things to you." I was like, "Yes, Loki, please, yeah."
This is insane.
Yeah, no homo.
Freaking giggling, kicking his feet right now.
I am, bro. You seen Tom Hiddleston? You seen Tom Hiddleston? I have no shame.
I've seen his drip. That's what I'm trying to emulate.
I do want that coat, but would it look good on me? I don't know.
You won't know unless you won't know unless you won't buy it.
That's true. And if it doesn't work for me, I'll give it to my brother because he looks good.
Real.
I'm not jealous. I am.
That's crazy. Is that all you watched this week?
I think so. I watched Crazy Stupid Love Again with my dad.
What'd you think about it the second time?
It's just as good.
Nice. That's good.
He was freaking out about the twist. He was like, "No way." I was like, yeah. But yeah, is that the show?
That is the show.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to Avengers Podcast. If you want to follow us, we're at Avengers on Twitter. That's AVENGE Nerds, all one word. If you want to follow either one of us, you can reach me at @ItZenith_ on Twitter. Where can they reach you?
At Torn Guy on Instagram.
Awesome. We also have a Discord if you'd like to join the conversation there. Those will be linked in the show notes. You can also check out our link tree for any additional links you may be interested in. You can also review the show in-app on Apple Podcasts. If you can leave 5 stars in a review, it would really help us out. Thanks again for listening to the Avengers Podcast. We'll see you next week.
Later.